Hello and welcome to today's session of Careers in Media. I am Aditya Ghosh from the Heritage Academy and I will be your host for today. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Samrat Mukherjee as the guest speaker for this session. Mr. Mukherjee is the Vice President at Madison World, offering integrated and specialist service in different areas of communication over media. Along with being an honorary secretary at the Advising Club Calcutta and strategic academic advisor at the Xavier's Institute of Management, Mr. Mukherjee was also the CEO of Crow's Nest, a company specializing in offering 360-degree digital solutions, expertise in the areas of social media, creative solutions, performance media, advertising and brand development, graphic design, audiovisual, and website development. A marketer by profession, an entrepreneur at heart, a problem solver, and a team leader. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome to our session of Careers in Media.
Hi Aditya and hi everyone. Uh,
Today, we will learn about the nuances of digital marketing. Sir, is there anything you want to say? Please add.
yeah, of course. Aditya, thank you so much, and thank you Heritage for organizing this session. I think it's very important for every student who is pursuing a career in media and media science. They they should be aware of the opportunity that are there currently. And it is also important for everyone to kind of understand, as in how one can make their career more promising. You know how they can take advantage of, as in people who are in the academics, as in your faculties, your say people like us from the industry. Um as in only when you as in talk with them, when only when you kind of discuss things with them, interact with them, then you kind of as in for all the young minds, it becomes easy for to see the requirement in the market properly, or understand how to find out success. I will again thank as in Heritage for doing this session, and I feel as in it is going to help in general with these sessions. I think as in it helps everyone, as in be it student, young professionals, to see how to navigate through this in their career journey when they're
Absolutely,
pursuing media or have interest in media.
absolutely, sir. Absolutely. So, without much further ado, should we delve into the questions directly?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Please go ahead.
So, we all know how the world is both acknowledging and shaming the advent of artificial intelligence. So, my first question to you would be, how are automation and artificial intelligence impacting search engine marketing campaign management? And what are the AI powered tools and features that are available for optimizing these campaigns?
Aditya, I would rather like to take a step back. So when you're saying as an automation, and then as in moving forward to artificial intelligence implementation.
Yeah,
So if you look at automation, automation has started long back. So it's not a new phenomenon anymore. Even artificial intelligence is has entered, and there is a surge of things that are happening through artificial intelligence. So and when I and what I meant by taking a step back is, let us look at it from an overall situation, in say in how people are functioning their works today. So don't limit it to search engine marketing itself, because it is search engine marketing is a small part of that whole thing that happens in media, right? As in when we do marketing, it's one part of it, and while it's a significant part, but then it is not the whole of marketing. So let us try and understand from overall marketing perspective, and I will also touch upon on search engine marketing at the end. As I mentioned, automation is not a new thing. Okay. uh, while people have kind of, as in whatever there is a repetitive things to do, one will always automate, right? Otherwise, as in, things get boring end of the day. See, if earlier, as in, there used to be manual scoring sheet, uh, over the time it has got automated, right? How to find your grades is not like anyone sitting and trying to do the calculations manually. It has moved from doing manual to an automated way where one can just, as in, fill in some data point and the calculation will happen automatically, right? That's automation. So it is it and that has happened in multiple things. uh, when I'm saying multiple things, it has happened in almost every works uh, of that we are coming across in our life.
Yeah.
That is about automation. And automation, as in, it is absolutely like, as in, uh, mm, uh, there is to be bullock cart, and then automobile came in, right?
Right.
And then after automobile, as in, we saw, as in, there were trains that came in. Then there was planes that came in, as in, people started flying. So over time, as in, things will keep on changing, and automation is a similar thing that are going to happen in day-to-day work of ours, as in, it will only get better and better, and we need to take leverage of it. Because automation does what? Automation takes away the boring work, the repetitive work out of our life, while someone definitely needs to program and run the data through it. uh, but then uh, it happens faster, right? So that's automation. When it comes to artificial intelligence is again another form of automation that are happening basis the amount of input that you're giving to us engine, right? uh, uh, so technologists, they're creating these engines where it can process a large set of data or large set of actions, and through which, as in, it is developing a mind of its own or intelligence of its own, through which you can again process a lot of things faster than our human ability. uh, I'm not saying, as in, uh, the ability to process in human mind can also process things very, very fast, but then um, the uh, to actually execute it, you need some time, right? That time is getting shortened with artificial intelligence. How it is helping some of the work that we are doing today. So if earlier there would have been, say a document which is of 50 pages, right? Humanly, if you want to read 50 pages, you will take some amount of time, right? And x amount of time to read every page. When you're putting it into an artificial intelligence engine, so it can be a GPT, it can be some of the open ais of the world. So if you put the document there, it can summarize the same for you, the 50-page document, um, to say half a page in a bullet form, maybe in 30 seconds or a minute. So while you would have taken, say, 2 hours to read 50 pages and creating a summary out of it, the same thing is happening in a minute, in a minute or two, and then you are ready to kind of deal with it with the bullet points that you're getting. So that is what artificial intelligences are doing, right? And it is not limited to just summarizing things. It can also give you a lot of inputs. You can ask, as in, while there can be charts and graphs in the document, you can kind of do a conversation with the engine, and you can ask as a specific input, like, what was the growth percentage from last year to this year, and you will just get, instead of just flipping through the document, you're going to get that input. So essentially, what it is doing, it is helping you, it is acting as an assistant to you, while uh, while taking down a lot of time to go through things, right? So that is the primary role of artificial intelligence, that it is making our life, our processes shorter. Okay, so that is one end of things. And then again, what is artificial intelligence doing? Artificial intelligence, with the amount of input that you will put to someone, as into the engine, it will work better and better. So it is not limited to only processing documents, right? It is also looking at a lot of pictures, it is also looking at a lot of videos, it is also looking at a lot of codes. It is looking at everything that you are feeding to it, and more the data that you are putting in, so it is going to give you better and better output,
Yes.
because it is actually creating a data repository. So it is becoming, uh, say, a mind which has all the information. So, uh, as Bengalis, we have come across Shidu Jatha, right? As in
Yeah.
people who have read Feluda.
Correct.
So, at one point of time, Feluda used to go to Shidu Jatha, right? To do what? Because Shidu Jatha has read a lot. And since he has read a lot, he could tell about a lot of things that Feluda
Didn't know of.
went with a query, right?
Yeah. Right.
So the same thing, right? As in, you need to see it in a different scale right now. So it was a human who used to sit in a library, who has a library of his own, who has consumed a lot of information, and could have answered Feluda's queries. Similarly, what has happened in our life today, uh, we have got Google. We definitely call Google as a Shitujata, right? We have a query, we just search, and it comes out to us.
Yes.
It
Right.
was a technology where, again, there was a lot of data, as in what it was crawling through and then putting us back with results. It is happening much faster, and it is happening on definite content today. While search was limited to what it could find on open internet, with GPT or with OpenAI, what is happening is, as in, you can feed some data and you can give direction to that engine. You can ask that engine to behave in a certain manner. You can ask it to behave as a journalist. You can ask it to behave as a creative writer. You can ask to behave right, behave like a, say, leader. You can ask it to behave or imbibe uh, like a writer, and then you can ask that tool to write the same thing in that particular manner. And while I am harping on writing, but it is not limited only to writing, it can be a video also. uh, so
Exactly,
AI
sir. That,
is
that is
ha-
exactly where we are right now. We all have heard about the writer's strike. It has
so
finally
I,
come
I, I
to
I
an
will
end.
come back. Let me just complete with my search part, and then of course we'll discuss further on this.
Yes.
So so while I've been talking about this writing, this visuals, and all that are happening. So similarly, going back to your question, which was specific to search marketing, over here also what is happening? One is your research is getting faster with AI. So now you can actually ask an AI tool by putting in the website address and all, and find out, as in, what all content, uh, uh, to summarize on the content, or to find out, as in, which word has been used more than the other,
Then
as in,
more.
to find out keywords volume and all that. So your artificial intelligence, just an OpenAI, any engine or a specific tool, will help you find out a lot of information uh, uh, in a click of a button.
But
Okay, and that is where, as in, search engine marketing, what will happen is you can scale things up. So one major thing for search engine marketing, so there are two things in search engine marketing, right? There is a SEO and there is a paid marketing. So both put together, it falls under search engine marketing. So when it comes to ACO, the primary thing for ACO is what? It is content, right? So you can scale content very fast if you reach out to humans and people. So they will take some time to give you articles, right? So they may write, say, 2 articles per day. But with a GPT, you can actually write 20 articles in a day. And then of course you can, As humans, you need to kind of do a supervision. You need to see whether those articles have the right keyword volume or not. So those things you need to check, but then you have got those basic content in minutes. So that's how AI is also kind of helping in the mm, ACM space, right? As in search engine optimization space. Similar with search engine marketing, what it can also do is it can help you write the uh, ad copies faster. It can give you more variations. So it is very easy to get variation. So when you run a search marketing campaign, as in a paid campaign, the most important thing is to write the one of the important thing is to write the write ad copies. So whenever you're searching, whatever the content that comes in front of you, because that content only will decide whether the user will actually click on it or not. So for that, what you can take advantage of AI is that you can get more variations, you can do more A/B testing, uh, and that will happen at a faster pace. So that's like how AI is kind of shaping the overall marketing side, and also specific to your question, which was limited to search engine marketing.
Certainly.
Now, as in, please continue as in what you were asking.
Yeah, so sir, we all know that the writers' strike is at a halt after over 140 days in the US. So I
Yeah,
recently came across an article where Tom Davenport, a professor of information technology at Babson College. So I'll just quote what he said. It's pretty much ensures that if you're going to use artificial intelligence, it's going to be humans working alongside AI. That to
absolutely.
me has always been the best way to use any form of AI. So my point to make here is AI won't steal your job, but the man who knows how to use AI certainly will. So this is where I want
Absolutely.
to ask you that what are the AI tools that the youth should master today to secure their job related to digital marketing or the digital world, and what are the emerging skills and competencies that the youth as well as the digital marketers need to stay competitive?
Great question, Aditya. So, first and foremost, I will not highlight any particular tool over here. I will give you the basics of as in how someone who is pursuing media or someone who has already entered the career should and not only limited to someone who has entered the career, someone who is practicing in the career. It is applicable for me as well. If anyone in this profession or who wants to start a career in this profession wants to create a mark today, they need to keep updating themselves. If today I feel I've been working for 27 years, right? Today, if I feel I have been working for so many years, I don't care about AI. As in, the industry will not recognize me anymore. In going forward, in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, I will be redundant in the market. So it is equally applicable for you and me today to remain invested in our learnings. Okay. And when I'm saying remain invested in our learnings, that means there is no particular tool that we should keep in focus that we need to know today, but we need to identify what are the important tools that are there in my practice. And when I'm saying practice, that means as in someone in media will be more inclined to create art as an art form. It can be static, it can be video. Someone may want to make a career in writing, in communication. Someone can go out as an and work in the strategy side of things. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. For every practice now, there are various tools that are there. The core of it is about understanding how to train an engine and how to write prompts. Okay, whether you are using a chat gpt or whether you are using a mid journey or a dali or a runway, it is all about learning the core of how to train an AI engine. It is same for everything. So someone who is trying to write a code to create a website, or someone who is trying to write an essay or an article or someone who is trying to create a visual out of AI, for all that you need to learn the core of it, one, and need to remain vigilant about what are the new tools that are coming across. Not necessarily one has to learn everything. What you need to be mindful of, what are the important tools that are getting talked mostly, and whether you can update yourself with the tool, whether you can get acquainted with that particular tool. So currently, if I say, as in basis the interest in the field, if someone is into writing, they need to master themselves in GPT-4 or Gemini. Someone who has interest in visuals, they should build their skills around Midjourney or Dali. So these are the two primary things in the media that are in focus. But then I'm forgetting the name of the gentleman, but he does a lot of content with Tanmay Bhatt. I don't know if you are aware of Tanmay Bhatt.
Yes, I
I'm
am.
sure as an as media student, a lot of you will be knowing Tanmay Bhatt. So if you go to his Instagram channel, you will find he creates a podcast with another gentleman where he they review a lot of AI tools. So as practitioner, we need to remain invested in identifying what all are happening in this field, and we need to see the different tools that are getting discussed, and we should also try our hand on that. And once we try our hand on it, and if it is an easy one, you will just practice with it. If you know the core of as in how to write a prompt, then all of them will be more or less similar to some extent. Of course there will be variations and all that, but then uh, mm, you will know the core of it. And then of course, as in, you need to spend time with the tool. Today learning has become very, very democratized, right? Not necessarily if someone has an interest, uh, uh, that person cannot learn that same subject anymore. If you have interest in media, and that's why you're pursuing a media science course today, uh, if parallelly, if you have interest in say physics, maybe you may have interest in physics otherwise. So of course, through internet, if you have that passion, then you will learn something great about physics. And maybe as a media professional, and if you particularly if you have interest in advertising within media, then we have people who are engineers out of IIT, who are graduates out of IIM after doing a engineering from IIT, and then they have got into advertising, because advertising is not limited to people only in media. It is a passion, right? And for that, what you need primarily is a sharp mind, that you need to have your eyes, ears open. You should observe, you should consume what all are happening around, and find a solution for a brand, or say a product or a service, how you can make it useful for your users. You need to tell that story to them, right? That's advertising.
So
And
to
for that,
conclude, we could
you
say that, yeah, so carry on, please.
yeah, so for that, what you need to do is you need to be mindful of what all are happening around you, and you need to pick and choose which all specific tool is going to help in your practice, and you should pursue that. But the basics will remain, as in the GPT-4s, as in the OpenAI platforms like a GPT-4 or a Gemini. And you need to know as in how to kind of write the prompts. You need to learn the core of it. That is the primary learning one should prepare with. And then, as and when, there will be hundreds of AI platforms, as in there will be audio specific AI platforms, there will be video specific AI platforms. So it is not possible to learn each and every platform that will be available. Already, I'm sure there will be 500 AI tools that are there. Not necessarily one has to learn all the 500. One has to learn the basics, and then to build a skill on certain tools.
So to conclude, we could say that an alert and intelligent mind that keeps learning and keeps practicing what they have learned will make a person successful in the career of digital
Absolutely.
marketing.
Not
So
digital
my
marketing, marketing as a whole. And
marketing
not
as a whole.
limited to marketing, any job one is going ahead with.
yes,
If anyone is pursuing a career in sales, even then they should be aware of what all are happening within his practice.
definitely.
For
Yes,
success today, it cannot be limited knowledge, because
yes,
knowledge. So if you again take my example, 27 years back, what I have learned and what I am practicing today, it has changed a lot, right? It has helped me then. My learning, if as in what I learned earlier to that, has helped me to begin. But then what I am doing today, and doing in a successful manner, is only happening because I am continuously learning from each and everyone who I come across. Like, why I enjoy doing these kind of sessions is, when you have shared that questionnaire with me, or you're asking me things, my mind is getting activated. I am thinking again. I am thinking with you, which has a huge gap, right? As in, there must be some, uh, it will be almost a 25, 27 years of difference with you. So your mind is now kind of giving me nudges, what is happening uh, with people like you at your age, and what are their queries in their mind. And if I don't want to kind of listen to you and try to understand your query, then over time I will get redundant. I will not prepare myself to remain relevant. Why will you listen to me if I cannot connect with you, if I cannot answer your queries today? If I want to do it with my earlier learnings, I will not be able to answer any of your questions. So
absolutely.
that's how, as in, one has to grow in their career. Making sense?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. So my next question would be, how do algorithm changes in platforms like Google and social media affect digital marketing strategies? And what are the strategies that marketers can employ to adapt to this quickly, to adapt quickly to this algorithm change?
Okay. So you need to you need to understand one thing. So for say for a Google, or for say a Meta. Okay, these are the two large platforms in digital, right? While there are a
Yes,
lot of more other platforms, but these are the two key players. Let us take examples of these two and how they are changing their algorithms and the reason behind it. So digital, as in from the time as in Google kind of made the search engine, and later on as in Meta created the social space uh, in digital. So understand the scenario. See, Google created an environment where it has not given preference to large companies versus a small company,
yes,
right? So while we may search for, say, education institute, it will not discriminate between, say a IIM, a heritage, or a college from a tier 3 city or
yes,
town, right?
yes,
So Google is not discriminating anyone, right?
yes,
So that's the democratic space in the digital. To remain relevant to that, if they don't change their algorithm, somehow or the other, the larger players who has lot of money, lot of power, lot of intellect, lot of people, they will be able to identify the formula, right? That is one reason why they continuously keep updating algorithms. So they don't want to create something which large companies will be able to crack and will be able to take advantage. Of course, if you have to take advantage, pay me and I will give you the advantage. So the large brand will spend a lot of money to run ads and to remain on top.
yes, yes,
But when it comes to the organic result, you cannot, as in win me by cracking my code. Okay, so that is one reason why these large players, they keep changing algorithms. That is one. Secondly, just because they keep changing their algorithm, so they can also keep the competitions at bay, right? They can, why they are the strongest player in the digital space. So there used to be other search engines at one point of time. Google
yes,
took them over, right? After that, as in still as in Microsoft, Bing is trying to be relevant as a search engine and all, but then they have a very very minor share in the search space. Google owns the search engine space, while there are other search engine players also. Why they're not been able to grow? Because they Google is also kind of enhancing the user experience in
Right.
search. So currently, while at one point of time search used to function in a manner, currently search functions a lot more personalized. If you sit in Bombay and search, you will get results which are around you. If you're sitting at your college and searching, it will give you something else. You go to Darjeeling and search something, it will immediately change. So it is also making our life easy. So these are the reason as in algorithms are changing. Okay, the same is happening in the social space also at Meta. So every time, as in couple of days, if you're inactive on a particular social platform, be it Facebook or Instagram or something, you will see some new option, new feature has come up, right? And something how it used to function earlier in terms of showcasing the content has changed, and they're doing it in a different manner. One is it is not uh, uh, mm, it is not allowing anyone to kind of crack it completely and take advantage of the platform just because you have the power to do it. That is the one reason. And the other one is, as in, you only when you are kind of change and make it more relevant for you, more user friendly, then uh, you will stick to those platforms. So this is why they change algorithm. And to kind of also to complete answering your question, how it is uh, challenging the marketeers.
Right.
uh, so for marketeers also, they need to remain updated what are the changes happening and find a way how to take advantage of those changes. I will give a small example. See, at one point of time, it may be kind of uh, you at your age and your peers, it may look very, very normal. Currently, you get a lot of information which are near me, right? You can
Right.
find ATMs near you, you can
Right.
find cafes near you can find various things near you. So near you was a change that they brought in, right? And hence it gave advantage to a lot of local players, as in businesses at that around the users. And at the same time, it also kind of gave marketeers opportunities to kind of leverage that. So again, what I told you in my earlier answer of AI, so for marketeers it's very very important to remain updated what are the changes that are coming, and also to leverage in a positive manner for the brands that you're working with.
Working
So
with.
that's what, as in these algorithm changes are the impact of these changes that are happening. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. So my fourth question to you would be, how can marketers cut through the noise and create engaging content for their audience? And suppose, what are the strategies that one should maintain to keep this audience engagement over time? Like, to maintain this audience engagement over time.
Okay. So look, this is the key to any communication, right? As in, for any business, any product, any brand, to remain relevant, or to remain or to engage their consumers, is the key thing that a marketer need to do. Okay. So there is no two things about it, right? Only when your professors will be able to engage with you in the class, they will be able to hold you back, right? Otherwise you will not find interest in your class. Same with consumers also. It is these are very very basic principles, right? As in marketing or advertising communications, they come from the very basics of how we behave in our own life. So to remain meaningful or to engage is the first thing that a brand needs to do to be relevant for their consumers. Only when you relate with a brand, only when a brand kind of touches you somewhere as an emotionally, then only you tend to pick that brand or choose that brand over someone else, over some other brand, right? So that's the key to things. As in, it has to be engaging only. So there is no two way about it. And how to do things, that is the practice again. As in, you need to find, identify the consumer behavior. You need to find out as in, who are my users for this particular product or the service, what are their need, how the brand can meet that challenge. And if you can identify that, then there are ways, as in you can go hyperbole, you can create uh, mm, some very very humorous or larger than life kind of a situation, and kind of deal with that. So how, and what will happen is, it will come as a surprise to you, and it will become memorable, as in that content will become memorable. Only then, as in, you will remember, you think of the five-star ad, right? So that's like hyperbole, right? How someone is just getting lost by taking a bite, and
Right.
so many things are happening around. Okay, so these are hyperbole. Okay, similarly, it can be very very functional also. Someone who is showing as in how easy is to use my product, so that can also be a communication. But then, functional messages, they don't stay with us for a long time. Like the moment I talked about five-star, you could remember, right?
Yes.
But when I will talk about functional things, you may not remember, because one, it may be as in, you never had that requirement in your life, or it has come to you, and then okay, fine, as in it was a functional message, so it has not stayed with you, but it has helped at that moment. It has helped the brand, because it was trying to solve a problem with a simpler message. But the moment you create some memorable content, where I'm talking about this hyperbole or this different routes, I'm sure you've done it in class, the different way to create content, uh, uh, then you tend to engage more with the brand, right?
Yes. Right. So you have worked in various fields of communication and media, right? So I
Yes.
feel this is the right question to ask to you, that how does digital media landscape differ across various industries? For example, entertainment, news media, e-commerce, and like how can students as well as professionals leverage their skills and experience to transition between these different sectors of digital media?
Okay, so so when it comes to is in these different verticals, or the different industries, as you mentioned, so it can be entertainment, it can be news, it can be automobile. So everywhere, so what digital, uh, mm, how digital helps a brand, right? So one is, in today's time, there are a large number of audience who are available on internet, right? And they are digital users. Uh, some time back, TV used to give a mass media reach, right? It used to reach the maximum amount of people, number of people through that particular medium. But now digital has also grown to a large size. It has crossed almost 650, 700 million, and it is the second largest. And not only second largest, over here is in people who have digital or people who have internet. That means they're also kind of, they have buying power also, right? So digital audience, people who are available on digital, has become the go-to audience, okay, for any business. As you mentioned, say the verticals like say automobile or say news or entertainment, they will have different use cases, right? For for entertainment, if it's a television, say if it is a GEC channel which airs primarily on television, so for them, what they can do through digital is, their product is on television, right? So through digital, what they can do is, they can only build interest in the shows that they're going to play on television. Right? So what? How? what are the use cases will be on digital? They will primarily be uh, mm, try to create and build brand love or character love. Okay, so there are characters who are playing on different shows. Digital will help them build character love. Okay, so once there are popular serials, those characters will get additional life through digital. People will interact with them, people will kind of love their content, the way they talk, the way they style, all these. As a television channel, they can leverage it through digital. Similarly, if I go to another kind of a business, which is say automobile, right? So automobile, it can actually give you a lot answer to a lot of queries that you have for a particular vehicle. So a brand, a particular model, you may have a lot of questions, right? Digital one can excite you with imagery, with the advertising content, but it will also help you do a lot of research. It will also help you with lot of informations that will be available on digital. So your decision making, it will become part. The digital will help you in decision making, because you can gather a lot of content from there, not only as in what the brand is saying, but also what the users are saying, how the reviews are coming across. And it is not limited to automobile, it happens on different products. It can happen in mobile, it can happen in television, it can happen for water purifier. So digital helps you in, while it can give exposure to the brand, as in digital can introduce the brand to you, but after that it will also handhold by giving a lot of information, lot of content, as in answering. So that, like, what happens as in when you go to a store, you ask that person, right? That person answers to you. In digital, you can ask yourself, and you're going to get unbiased stuff, because you're kind of getting a collected information. It is not a salesman who is kind of giving a biased and transactional answers, right? They will only answer you basis that outcome, as in I need to sell the product, so I will only say good things about it. Sitting on digital, you are getting a lot more informed information. You are getting the pros, you're also getting the cons. So you are actually deciding basis as in the information that you are consuming. So digital is working differently for different kind of business. Like, as I mentioned, say for entertainment, it is it the entire idea of doing digital for a television business is to kind of create brand love and create interest, so that people move to, as in go back to TV, uh, open the TV and consume the content. Whereas a product or a service, one can actually do a lot of research, lot of, at the same time, because of its large size, a lot of brand can introduce that brand or product to the users as well. So it is not limited to the research bit. So it is working on the top of the funnel, where it is kind of creating the awareness and also helping in the information and discover as a decision making, and of course the uh, final sale as well. Because currently, when you have all the information and all, you don't really have to go to a physical store every time. If you are convinced, you can actually buy it from there. So it is completing the sale also. So digital is playing a role in all the cycles of buying, right?
So that's very
Is it
true.
clear?
I also relate with that what you said about the automobiles industry, because I ride a bike. So I went up to the Royal Enfield's website. So when you go through the website, there are multiple vehicles and there are options where you can select multiple colors. It will give you the how much cc the bike is, what is the fuel tank. It will give you all the possible details about the bike, which a normal human being could have provided to me, and I'm just getting that on the phone without even asking those questions.
Correct, correct,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I can even book a test drive. That's the thing.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. That is what I'm saying. So
online.
you
Yeah,
can
right.
also take a lot of actions today through digital, right?
Yes,
You,
yes,
you may even buy it also, as in someone will just come and deliver it at your doorstep.
yes,
That's
yes,
happening with cars now.
Yeah.
Not sure with bikes, but then cars, it is happening. As in, one can buy a house online, one can buy a car online. Everything is possible today.
So my sixth question to you would be, how important is
How are we doing
networking?
on time? Because I think as in um, we we also need to be mindful of the time, right?
Yes. Um, we- uh, so we have around 5 minutes, and then we'll start wrapping the process.
Okay, okay,
So,
cool.
sir, I'll ask you a question that will be more relevant. Sir, you have headed a communications and marketing firm yourself. So, could you give us a step-by-step breakdown of how you have handled your clients so far?
I'm not sure as in how much I will be able to do justice to your question. So, but I
Well,
can give you a sense of it, you know.
yes,
So,
please.
so how I have managed a business of my own. Um so I started Crow's Nest particularly, and also I'd like to tell this to everyone. Um, when you want to do something mm, all by yourself, you should not be fearful about failures. You know, while Crow's Nest was, one can say it was a successful business that I have managed. I've successfully sold it to a very large organization, which I'm kind of working with right now. But then one also need to know that before Crow's Nest, I have tried to build two other businesses, same in the same advertising business, but I have not been able to successfully continue. They were not a business which was owned by me only. There were other partners, but then we couldn't kind of scale those. After a point of time, we decided to close them. So it is not that, as in, you just start and you get a success, right? So for people who want to have their own business and all, so this is a suggestion. You need to you you cannot be fearful of failure if you are try to build a business. But then I should not limit by saying um, only for people who wants to do business, but for anyone in any career, in any work, one should not be fearful of failures. Failures only helps in getting success going ahead. If you're prepared to accept your failures and also learn from them, so it will only make you stronger. So that's a suggestion to everyone who are listening, particularly younger ones. Then, going back to my story, as in when I started Crow's Nest, it was absolute early days of digital. Okay, so digital was just entering. uh, there was businesses were uh, planning to get the websites created. Large businesses were still contemplating whether to be on social or not. So I have entered digital business at that point of time. So a lot of business leaders, we used to talk to them. We need to make them understand the benefits of it. So we have done a lot of handholding, a lot of knowledge sharing. uh, when they found value in it, they invested in digital marketing. Some of them hired us, and we worked with them. So it is always a gradual process, right? So if someone is trying to create a business today, so they need to see as in how best they can use AI today. So they need to AI has to be at its core right now. Then only as in one will get success, because as in with time, one cannot take advantage of what all are available around, and they need to leverage that. So while when I started a communication agency, I chose digital because digital was emerging, and hence as an I took digital. But over time, we were not limited to digital also. We were doing everything. We are doing 360-degree communication, because it is not when a particular things get success or takes a major share of the activities, the other things becomes unimportant. It is not that. So those things are also important. A television commercial is still important. An outdoor communication is still important. Coming on newspaper is still important. While digital has become mainstream today and not a separate entity in the marketing mix, the other things are equally important, and one need to be mindful in having respect to the entire uh, mix of things. But today, if someone starts, they has to have AI in the center and start building. It may change over time. In 5 years, things can change. In 10 years, things can change. One has to be mindful and accept the changes that are happening in any ecosystem, and need to kind of keep themselves uh, aligned to things. So, as I mentioned, as in the key things that I should share from my running of business. One, one should not only see the success of things. One has to have the passion that I want to build something. There has to be purpose. There has to be a reason why you're trying to do things, and also the energy and the passion to kind of bring in some change, right? Do some really great work. It is not only about money, as in when you do business. Of course, money is important. Uh, uh, you need to manage your family. You need to contribute to the society. But at the same time, you also need to have passion for what you're trying to create. If you can create that well, of course, you will find success. And then you need to be fearless in if you fail. That shouldn't stop you. That should only tell you, okay, fine, these are the things that I did wrong, and I will correct in my journey going forward. That's how you need to prepare yourself. That's a mindset. And that's why I say, as in, I'm a marketer by profession, but entrepreneur in heart. Entrepreneurs, they don't fear about failures. They know that they're going to create changes. They will bring best practices. They will try to motivate others. And that's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is finding a way to solve things. Entrepreneurship is not just about running a business. Monies can be made in various manners today. One can just sit on their uh, laptops, mobile phones, computers, do trading, and make money. That will not be entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is when you create an ecosystem for others along with yourself. You create an ecosystem for others. You make meaningful means of for others to also earn, and also to create some good things. Okay. You're on mute. You're on mute, Aditya.
So, yeah, right. So, rightfully said, sir. We are way short on time right now, but I have one question which I can't stop myself from asking. So, I don't know if you've come up the recent advertisement of Volkswagen, where it's a television advertisement where they are portraying a QR code in on the screen, and the users are just scanning the QR code, and they are being shifted to a video game. Like whatever, suppose there are five ad slots. And so what Volkswagen did was they bought the first slot to do this. They put up the QR scan. Now you're scanning that and
Yes,
you're
I know
opening the
about this.
picture. Yes,
I
yes.
know about this.
So, sir, my question is, I want to know more about the ideation process of it, and I feel there are peers amongst this college and my classmates who would want to know about this too. So, I wish you to answer a few lines for of this, and also maybe give us a lead with whom we can connect to know more about the ideation process or whatever goes behind the scenes and how we are creating the stuff and what we are doing.
Uh, okay, let me try to answer first, and then
Yes,
we'll
sir.
we'll
Yes,
come
sir.
to as in who
Sure,
all
sir.
you should talk with.
Yes, sir.
So first and foremost, that was a fantastic ad that Volkswagen created. So just to give a history of that, it's not a new ad, by the way. This ad actually happened in 2021. So yeah, so 2021 when they did that, so it was. you will see as in the entire journey of our digital usages. So there are various things that has come across to us, right? Like we have come across UPI payments through QR code. So sometime back, as in QR code was just coming in fashion, right? Or coming to use. So they took advantage of that, as in they got an opportunity with QR code. But moreover, as in why they did that, as in from where it all started. It started with, as in so in any television show there are ad breaks, right? And in that ad break there will be multiple ads that will come. So initially, as in they kind of interacted internally that if you want to hold on to the entire ad space, as in there will be some 6 or 8 of them, 30 seconds each, so some 2.5 minutes or so, as in is the ad break. But they found out, as in it's going to be way expensive, that if they want to take all the slots, all the 5 slots, and they identified it is not possible as a brand to spend like that. And then that was the brief that went to the agencies and all, that while we want to capture this particular time space, we want to hijack on all the other advertisers, and we want to ride on all competitors. We don't want to show their ads to people, and we want to capture them. And for that, as in they devised this plan, that what we will do is we will show a QR code on television and we'll intrigue people to scan them. And then there's going to be a 2 minutes game in it, you know. And because of the game, users will get involved with the game, and they will not watch television during that time.
Right. They will go.
That was the whole exercise. So and to make people involved in the game, the kind of gratification they kept in that game was giving away a GT, Volkswagen GT, right? So that's
Yeah.
like a huge gratification for people to kind of participate in that game.
Yeah.
So what happened, as in everyone kind of, as in the moment that QR code was coming, as in people were scanning and they were getting involved in the mobile phones, missing out on all the ads. So these we call as in, this is a way as in where you have hijacked that entire time slot, right?
Yeah.
From everyone else, and you kind of showcase that. So this is an idea, okay? This is an idea which the brand leveraged on. There is no formula for this kind of things. It is not that, as in there is a formula which can be, as in one can train others and to follow the same, right? We have not seen similar kind of an exercise again, right? Not other brands have tried to do that, because one, the novelty has gone. But again, mm, if another brand tomorrow you see as in doing the same thing, and they give a pot of gold to people, as in who will by
Like play
playing a
this game
game.
for so long and you
So
will get a
so
pot of gold.
it may again become a success story in a different market, maybe, or the same market, doesn't matter. But then can but then the novelty will not be there anymore, right? It has already happened. Another automobile, what they did is, they kind of, and it was a even easier and non-expensive kind of ad that they did. They put a brand message with the logo in all parking lots, so what happens, as in cars today, most of the cars today, the moment you put a reverse, as in on the dash, you get a camera view, right?
Yeah.
So what
Reverse view.
happened is that camera was capturing that ad that is there in all the parking bays, because they have kind of put that communication at the where the
At
cars
the
were
car
getting
where the
parked,
camera
as in at
is.
the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the moment you're kind of doing a reverse, that brand was inside your car, and the message was, while you're driving something else, we have got inside you. So
Okay.
this
Oh,
is a great
that's
messaging,
fun.
right? It is more relevant. You are driving a car, another car which wants you to upgrade or wants to change is actually entering, and in your screen is kind of showcasing itself. So these are all different ways. These are all. That's why, as in, we need to identify creative people, creative minds who will think as in bizarre, as in they will not limit to as in we will do X Y Z. I can do X square, or I can do a Z, or I can do a J, right? There is no
Yes,
formula to any of this. It is all about sharpening your creative skills. You need to be absolutely crazy when you're kind of as in coming across a brief, coming across a challenge, and to solve it, you can just unleash yourself. That's how you kind of uh, do this kind of things. Just try and identify what all are available to you, and just start thinking, can I make something with this opportunity, and try to kind of link it back. That's how, as in, to put your mind into play. Okay, so
yes,
that's
right.
that's how, as in, you crack this. Well, and the second part of your question, where you asked, as in, can I tell about other people who can help? So there are a lot of people around, so I can't be taking names of some of them. You you should, as students and young professionals, you should go across, you should go at events that are happening in the city. If it permits, you should also go at national seminars and exhibitions and conferences, if possible at all. But then reach out to people. As student, you need to have the curiosity, right? And you should not have any inhibition. When you want to learn something, you should walk up and strike a conversation, and would like to see. So there will no one in particular who will be able to come and help and handhold you. You need to be open in terms of interacting with people. You should find out opportunities, what all advertising media events that are happening in the city. Start with that. Read and see a lot of content that are there online, like we are doing this content online, right? Others can also come and see this. You will find whole lot of things, a lot of international speakers, they have their content online. There are podcasts today. So everyone can help you. It's not 1 or 2% that will come and who will come and help you. It is everyone can help you at this stage. As in, consume more and more, immerse yourself into this. If you want success, you have to immerse yourself into it. Then only you will find success. If you want, just say, uh, while you want to pursue a career, at the same time you feel as in, this is not my first passion, I have something else to do, just to kind of fund my other passion, I want to go and work in communication media, it will not give you desired success. After a point of time, you will feel tired. You need to have that energy of a child in you every day. If you are part of this, as I mentioned, I'm pretty old, right? As in 27 years I'm working, but even today I am excited when I'm talking to you, because I have come with an open mind that I will also get one or two things from Aditya to learn. And what I learned, the first thing that I can mention that I learned is that this Volkswagen ad, I have not come across of the ad. You have come across of the ad, or some others, as in your peers have come across the ad. And when you ask me this, I done my quick learning out of it, as in when it happened, how it happened, what all it did, and I know a fair share of things that I'm not discussing over here, as in what kind of success is the metrics is and all. I gathered a lot of things. This interest has to be there. This Unless this interest is there, I could have also told you, as in, I am not aware of this ad, I will give it a pass. I could have answered that, right? Not necessarily that I need to learn everything or I need to know everything in the world and can answer back. For that, there is a Google, there is a ChatGPT. But then I have the interest. When at the moment you mentioned about that ad earlier, I knew I need to find it out. It was such a great campaign.
It definitely was. Yes.
You need, all of you need to develop this. Anything new that you're coming across, you need to find out everything about it, and you need to find, as in, not just imbibe that, not just copy that. You should see as in how differently now I can build on this idea. Then you're going to get success.
Right, right, sir. Thank you, sir. So, with that, we are at the end of this live session. This was a very insightful conversation, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much,
for your
Aditya.
time. We take back a lot from this session tonight.
I just hope that I have been meaningful to everyone who has attended or who will see it later.
So, I can vouch for 1% here myself. Just like you said when you were concluding, that just to support our plan A, we are strengthening the plan B. That was me for so long, but right now that you mention it, I'm gonna rethink about my decisions from today. Thank you so
Great.
much for your time, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you
Thank you.
to all the
Thank you so much.
viewers for
Thanks,
tuning
everyone.
in. For more such content, please follow our space. Please follow our
You were
space.
a great host, Aditya. Keep
Thank you,
doing as in
sir.
what you're doing.
Thank you,
Great.
sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks, Heritage, for doing this. Thank you.